What do you think at a minimum some people should be doing for multivitamins?
With as many as there are out today, I just think like grab a multivitamin. I don't know. You can get all caught up into which one's better and all that, but I just think the general idea that we're likely not getting efficient micronutrients from our food at this point with the way agriculture is and everything else. I don't know. So, supplementing it might have its place. So you could just start just a general multi, but like for me, like as a type 1 diabetic, I'm coming at, this fistful of vitamins from maybe a different angle than most, but I'm coming at it with supplements for, what's going on in my insides, right? How healthy am I on the inside? Heart, liver, kidney functions, all that kind of stuff. And then just kind of general health. So don't overcomplicate it. General multivitamin, maybe some fish oils to get your omegas, vitamin C, zinc, some of the real basic stuff for immune health. And let it ride. Probably is a good place to start. And then meal one is always a shake out of convenience. Of a protein shake. And I'll have a protein bar as well. I've got it at the gym. Just gonna take 2 meals today of chicken and rice, because I might try to sneak away on my quote-unquote lunch break and eat like a civilian. I'm craving this sandwich that they make over at City's Table. Like a hot beef or something, man. What you do get to watch is me change my blood glucose sensor. These sensors stay on for 10 days and then I change them. So the nice thing is if I shave my legs in between that 10 days, when I pull it off, you get to see what's not shaved, right? Ooh, that adhesive is sticky. Cool, so now we're in the warm-up period, and then after that it'll start telling me what my readings are. Every once in a while you have to calibrate it, but for the most part I haven't had to calibrate it for a few weeks. So, is Flexi yet?
Sorry, you won't get up till probably my mom gets here.
You should get some sleeping baby footage.
Oh, Lexi.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to going bald.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Dad gets a bottle. Lex gets a bottle. How much protein do you think that is in that Flex?
Do you guys sprinkle protein powder and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Man, our kids drink more whole milk than. Sometimes I think that's what kept my daughter alive, because she wouldn't eat anything else. You tired, Bubba? Good bud. All right, bye. Wednesday morning, hump day. Wednesdays are full training day for me. I have 2 full training days, Mondays and Wednesdays. So first client will be at 8 this morning, and then the last one gets done at 7 tonight. And then that'll head right into my workout. So doing some push today.
How long do you think it took you to establish the routine, your what you need to bring, even food prep, because guys that obviously aspire to have a routine down, they don't typically, they maybe last a week and then they're back to their old habits of grab and go, grab some stuff at Maverick, you know what I mean?
That's a good question. I don't know how long that took me because I've been doing it for so long. When I decided I wanted to start competing in bodybuilding, that's when I started shifting my eating, whether it was on season or off season. I eat pretty similar as far as the types of foods and frequency and all that good stuff. But it's like anything else, if you do it long enough, right, it starts getting integrated into just kind of how you live. And so it's part of my, not just my routine, but our routine is a family. Like, it's even on my wife's radar. Like, she's super helpful on the food prep side. Sometimes I'm prepping the food, other times she's doing it, and she'll ask me, hey, what do you want for your meals, the next couple days? And so having her in my corner is huge, and I have extreme gratitude for that, because I have so many other irons in the fire and things going on. It's helpful to have that extra person. But I did it for years when I didn't have that too, right? When I was before we were married and we were living in different towns and I was studying physical therapy and doing all that, I was still prepping my food and still taking it with me, and everywhere I go I've got a food bag that goes with me, and that way I've got them and I eat the food. That's the problem, right? If you don't have the meal, that's when you're running to Maverick and grabbing jungle lunch, as I call it, and trying to make stuff work, and you're like, oh well, it just doesn't work, right? And so failing to plan, planning to fail, right? Whatever. But I prep on average twice a week, and I make enough food for the next 2 days, sometimes 3 days. And if I need a little extra in there, last meal of the day is typically whole foods in nature as well, so I'll make that in excess and plug in another meal or two as needed. So it's just getting it done and just finding how it fits into your routine. It's like anything else that you do. And I think people overcomplicate it, especially when it's just like general fitness goals. People get really specific, or they try to get too specific, and then suddenly it's like we're drinking from a fire hose and there's too many variables and too many things, and it's just not sustainable. So start small, build into it if it's for general fitness. If we're trying to get you on stage, you want to compete, then it's going to be more intense. It's going to be, you're probably weighing your food and everything's going to be down to the macronutrient. But for general fitness, start small and start by making the changes that need to be made, which are often very basic. Eat less of the shit foods and eat more clean whole foods that you've made and prepared. And then start getting your brain wrapped around that, the foods that I'm eating are broken out into a protein category, a carbohydrate category, and a fat category. And often I'll tell people, I'm like, build meals with one from each category. And then there is a discussion on, we don't want to stack a ton of carbohydrates and fats on top of one another. So let's lean it heavier to one or the other. And then just keep it basic. Just eat clean food, man. And eat maybe slightly smaller portions more often. That's a wonderful place to start. Come on, let's go. Big cat. Frank, let's roll. Are we pushing?
We're pushing.
All right. You ready to rock?
Yeah.
$12 to 15.
Okay.
Good isometric squeeze in the bottom position. Step back just a little. There you go. And then get the elbow above your hands.
Like here.
Turn a little bit. That's it. Now press straight down like you're pressing right in front of your toes.
Spend just a second longer in that stretch. There you go. And chest a little bit more proud on that finish. So I like this movement. I call it a fly press. And I like the fly press for a few reasons. And I like them on a cable. And you can do them facing it like we are today, but you can also do it where you're facing out and you can change your angles. Depending on which portion of the chest, maybe you want to get more. But I like it, in this case, for Ryan, he's got some history, some significant history on his shoulders. And so for me, personally, with my own training and other people, the sooner I can get really good activation and stimulation in the prime movers of that day, the easier time I'm gonna have when I get into my other heavier compound movements. And the fly press is a really nice way to get some really good chest activation and get less of the kind of like axillary tie-in stuff at the shoulder and some of the distal points. I think we've all been there with our chest training where when you start getting into a press, you start feeling it out here more towards the shoulder, and I want to keep it more closer to that midline. And this is a movement that I think helps with that, and that's why we're starting here with Ryan, because I think it primes the pump so that when we get into our other pressing motions, we have greater success. So, I feel all right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Something I'll note here too on a dumbbell press is that a lot of people, so you see that these dumbbells travel a little bit, right? So they're drawing together slightly, and it doesn't need to be more than that. See a lot of people where they feel like this necessity to come all the way until they're touching. And I find the problem with that is then we start losing accountability to how your shoulders and your shoulder blades are positioned during that press, and you start robbing of keeping that constant tension and load where you want it. So the dumbbells will track a little bit towards one another, but it doesn't have to be this extreme thing to where they always touch in the middle. In fact, you might feel more chest activation the way you want if you don't let them travel as much. It's obviously not just gonna be like straight, they have to come together so that it stays inside enough that you're in control of it, but it doesn't have to be this massive swing where they come together and touch in the middle. Try to let that be a little bit less forced and you might get more of what you're after. But thanks for hanging out. Watch me do my morning thing. So full day of training clients ahead of me. Looking forward to that, helping people become who they need and want to be through fitness. And why don't you guys rejoin me for the push day tonight, and we'll train some chest, shoulders and triceps, and build the better us. And scene. Nice work. Freshening up here. I don't want to be smelling like a goat for when Magic Mike gets here. He probably hasn't showered in a week, but I still care. So, you know, then we got to comb the beard out, make sure that's looking fresh. Doing it for the gram, doing it for the tube. People are like, you carry a beard brush? Yeah, I carry a beard brush. You think this beard just on its own innately looks like this? No. It takes work.
You ever stuck a comb just to sit there all day?
Like a pick? Like the guys do with the afros, right? I have a sandalwood beard comb that I also keep, but man, the tiny little wet brush. Any people that may watch this, you got the beard, you gotta get the wet brush, man. It does it right. Magic Mike had an appointment at 6, so I wonder if he's running a little bit late. In the meantime, I'm gonna start stretching out, I think. Loosen up these shoulders. this is gonna go well is if I get dad strength by tucking in my shirt.
I tuck my shirt in, but then you'd see my gut.
I'm 10% more anabolic now that my shirt's tucked in.
You should have just ate some chicken fingers from Walmart. That's where you messed up, bro.
Is it? Up. Good.
Fifth. 10. 11. Oh. Is that 19 or 20?
I don't even know. Not as many as I hoped. Dude, once a sniper, always a sniper, bro. You don't need to know where Phil's at. He just needs to know where you're at. All right? Still got it, bro. Doesn't matter what you're shooting, whether it's a camera or a gun, you still got it. It's no different.
Next time we're filming, he's like hanging from the roof, like upside down.
Yeah. It's just one creates life and the other one ends it, you know? Said nobody sees 375 on the bar when you're at the pool, you know what I mean? I always say, like, you don't need to bench 500, you just need to look like you bench 500. Unless, like, that's your gig and you're like, all right, I'm a powerlifter. Then
The bottom line is this.
Maybe you need that, but.
Your big arms, nice abs, your chest. It's not getting you more girls. And neither is benching 405. It's getting you more dudes.
It's just getting you more dudes. But that's the thing is, like
I mean us?
Like when we go there, like, you walk through the Olympia Expo and you, like, I feel like I need a gym membership.
I feel gross.
It's wild.
Well, I don't
Because
wanna
it's
be
all
there.
on this big relativity scale.
I don't even know why we're here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seriously.
what are we
Yeah,
talking
I'm like, why am I here? It's wild. It's like there's women making me look like I need a gym membership, that's so cool about it is you bring this low percentage of the population that does what we do in the weight room, be it powerlifting, bodybuilding, just strength training generally. You bring them all to one spot, and it's like everywhere you turn, there's incredible looking people, but it's still a low percentage, right? It's just they happen to be in one spot, you know. But still, man, it's wild. It's humbling to say the least.
Yeah, it makes me sad.
Do some dips.
Put sad in my heart.
Put sadness in my heart. right. Push day in the books. Write these workouts down just as a resource for my gym members. And for that matter, anyone that follows us, the Barbell Club, on Instagram, the.barbell club. So you get free workouts every week. I started doing this because I realized that we've got a wide demographic or population of people that are members here. Some that have been doing it for years like me, and others that their first gym they've ever been a member of, others that have been out of it for years. And so I recognize with some of that population, they get here and they're like, now what? So I just wanted a resource people could pull ideas from. Even if people know what they're doing, sometimes they get here and they want to be told what to do or they want to get out of a rut. So again, they can pull a few ideas from the workout. Some people snap a picture of it, that's the workout they do, but that's why I put it on the board, because I want to build a community that helps build people. I want people to be successful in this. So just one more resource to hopefully help with that. So that's what it's about. It also kind of helps us keep track of it too, in case we have forgotten what we did last week, and if we want to mix it up or stay similar. You'll see on a lot of these too, we're putting rep ranges. And I put the rep range on there because it gives you a chance for progressive resistance. So you can go up in weight, but still be in a successful range. Because the physiological difference between like 12 to 15 is a moot point. It's like, how deep into the woods to fatigue and failure did you get, and what kind of activation? But it keeps you from like going, well, in this box, if I have to do 3 sets of 10, and if it's not 10, then it wasn't a good set. This frees you up a little bit to have greater success, and again, go deeper into the waters of that true working set and getting the most out of that primary mover. So I think rep ranges liberate you that way. So like this on the dumbbell press, that was a huge rep range for us. It was like 6 to 15, which again, arguably, is the hypertrophy rep range, depending on what you're doing. And then after that, we transition to lateral raise. We did 4 there. Alternating front raises. We just did 2 sets on that. Single arm tricep, which was 3 sets, probably 8 to 12. And we did body weight dips. On the push and pull days, there's not a ton of arm movements. It's because it's kind of guilty by association, but I will do an auxiliary extra arm day. Like I trained arms yesterday, I had a break in my day, so every once in a while I'll throw in some extra arms, but that often doesn't make it on the board. But I try to prioritize the muscles that are more on your trunk or your axial skeleton before I do the ones on your appendicular, because I feel like that order of operation gets you to your goals more efficiently. Cool. Push day, Wednesday, hump day, training day. It's a wrap. Hope you guys liked this little vlog we did. Hope you got something from it. Maybe it was entertaining. Maybe it was educational. Maybe it gave you a little inspiration and got you excited to go to the gym or live the life you want to live. So hope you guys liked it. Keep tuning in. Luke Krubeck signing out. Build the better you.